Hi guys, welcome to The Way. Thanks for tuning in again this week. This week we're going to be looking at Matthew chapter 20, which is the parable of the vineyard workers, which is a bit of a weird one because it seems to say, like the first time you read it, it seems to say that God is really unfair in how he pays his workers, because you read through it and all the way through the day, the owner of the vineyard turns up in town and takes on more workers. So he gets some workers in at 9 o'clock in the morning, some of them at midday, some of them right at the end of the day, just for an hour. And then at the end of the day, he pays them exactly the same thing, which seems to us to be a little bit weird, because the way that we work is that people get paid for what they do. So if you work for an hour, you get paid for an hour. If you work for a full day, you get paid for a full day. But actually, we need to look through what Jesus is saying to how God works, which is really, really important. So I try and think of taglines for these stories, and to try and get to the bottom of what Jesus means when he tells these stories. And I think a tagline for this story should be, "It's never too late." That's what Jesus means when he's saying this story, is that he is coming all the way through your life. You're going to encounter God at some point, and he is going to call you to come and work for him. He's going to call you to himself at some point. And what Jesus is saying is that no matter how old you are, no matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, it is never too late to come to God. Which is absolutely amazing, because we can look back in our lives and we can think of things that we have done that we are not proud of, that God is really sad about. But actually, when God looks at those things, he says, "I love you, and it's not too late to come back to me." Which is incredible, isn't it? I mean, last week we looked at a parable that said there's no debt that you owe me that is too big for me to forgive you. So we look at these passages and we see that Jesus is saying your debt is never too big, and it's never too late to come back to me. Those are two amazing things. Like, that is better than any other news that you can get. That is better than any other promise that you can get from any other God like in the world. There's nothing you've done that is too bad to come back to me, and it is never too late either. But there is one caveat there, because do you notice what all the workers do to come and work for the vineyard worker? As soon as the vineyard worker comes and calls them, what do? They set to work. As soon as the owner calls them, they go. So some people might say, okay, well, if God says it's never too late, then I'm going to leave it. I'll leave it till later. I'll live my life and I'll just do what I want. And then right at the end, I'll come to God, like insurance policy. I'll come to God right at the end, and I'll do it then. But that's not what the vineyard workers do. The vineyard workers are there and they're waiting, and they hear the voice of the vineyard owner, and they go. They react. So don't leave it till later. That's not what the point of the passage is. The point of the passage is that it's never too late to accept God's love for you. But if you hear the voice of God, if you hear that call of God to go to him and to work for him and to be part of his kingdom, then go. Go now. Now is your chance.